come on. So I have decided to come back home, and home in this case right now is Hanoi, Vietnam. I just arrived here at like 2 a.m. from my flight from where? Yeah, from that place called Beijing, and just about to have my dinner right now. Check out the street food. Everything seafood down here, which is cool. But yeah, check it out, man. Hello. And the crabs, you will never get this in Beijing. I can assure you that. In Beijing it's all those kind of restaurants nowadays. I was being told by one Russian guy who was in Beijing before this. He was in Beijing 10 years ago, and it was like just like Hanoi, where all the street food and all that. Wait, is it like still alive kind of thing? I see it was like spurting out waters. Oh yeah, they are all alive, whoops. Spitting out waters, there you go. It's alive. Snails. It's alive, people, it's alive. Yeah, the food are pretty fresh here. That I can assure you. But yeah, glad to be back in Hanoi. That's my train leaving. And now I'm in Ninh Bình, Vietnam. Don't know what to do here. We'll walk around, explore the place, and maybe in 2 or 3 days time out again somewhere else. After China, my trip goes completely unplanned. Stop planning for my trips anymore. I'll just go with the flow, and wherever it takes me, I'll just go there. Well, it seems like the road here in Ninh Bình is pretty empty and pretty quiet. I will share with you why I decided to run away from China. Number one, is very expensive. I understand that Beijing is a capital city, so chances of things getting expensive there, it's understandable. Like in terms of food as well as hello. In terms of food as well as transportation, it's not that bad. It's kind of like on par with countries like. It's kind of like on par with countries like Japan and Korea, even Singapore. But accommodations are really expensive. Like the cheapest that I could get in Beijing was for 20 euros, I guess. And the rest it's not that bad actually. I expected everyone to just ignore me, but yeah, the people here are friendly. So anyways, the cheapest accommodation I could get was for about 20 euros, and everything else is from 30 euros and upwards. So for a backpacker, if you have to compare with other places that you have been to within the Indo-Chinese region, it's expensive. And secondly, the reason why you should avoid China is because the hotels, most of the hotels do not accept foreigners. Well, they will be giving you reasons like their system to accept foreigners are faulty, or some would be just outright blunt and direct to you, say sorry, we don't accept foreigners. Not sure why, especially since the country is opening up to tourism for foreigners. But accommodation wise in Beijing, many places would just shut you out and just say that sorry, we don't have rooms available, or we don't accept foreigners, or our system is down, we can't accept you. So that is another challenge that I face in Beijing. Connection is an issue. Like you could connect to Wi-Fi, but at times it works, at times it doesn't. Even your mobile connection, for the most part, you will wind up getting emergency signals, which means there is no signals at all. There will just be an E on your phone and no internet basically. So half the time, what I'm doing is just toggling between VPN, Wi-Fi, and mobile networks. Just turning one off, turning the other one on, and just coordinating and just toggling between them, just for me to get networks up. And for the most part, just by doing that, it will get you like about 5 to 15 minutes. And it is only just so that you could translate. You could use a translator and translate whatever that you want to say to the other party. And if the connection got lost midway, there you go, another 5 to 15 minutes of working the network out. So yeah, it wasn't really that convenient being in Beijing. The language barrier are severe. The Chinese will only speak Mandarin to you, and that's it. Nobody would speak a word of English. Metro stations are different. Metro stations, they don't speak perfect English, of course, but they do speak a little bit of English. So when you're boarding the train in a metro station, you can get the officers to help you buying tickets and trying to get information. Hello. What? Video. Hello.
Ui, quay video rồi. Babe.
Video.
Yes.
What is
Name Nick.
name? Nick?
Yes.
Name. What is your name? Name?
My name Tom.
Tom.
Don't get it. My name Đức.
My name Luke. Okay.
My name Đức.
Luke.
Yes.
Look.
My name Tài.
Tai.
Yes.
Tai. Hello, Tai.
Hello. Tài.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Beautiful kids. It's way different here from Hanoi. I guess the less touristy a place is, the more receptive people are towards you. Once your place becomes a touristy site, I guess it loses, people just loses their cool very easily, gets more uptight, and just stop being friendly altogether. Where was I? Connectivity, yeah. So connection is an issue. Using Google Map is difficult, and there are some people who, in terms of payment wise, okay, this is another reason why you should avoid China. In terms of payments, China only accepts WeChat or AliPay as their payment system, and some people are able to connect to WeChat and some people don't, and some people are able to connect to AliPay and some people don't. For me, being from Singapore and I have worked with Chinese counterparts before, I have had WeChat account and I've not been using it since, but I retained the account, so I had no issues in using WeChat. So WeChat is a very useful tool for payment, and it also comes with navigation systems, something like your Google Maps. It also has their ride-hailing services like Grab or Uber. But the problem is it is all in Chinese. Everything is just in Mandarin, with no options for you to actually translate the app into a different language. So that is another challenge basically. Navigating around it is not easy. Like initially when I started out, it gets overwhelming for me because with the cold in Beijing is really cold. It's kind of like you are looking somewhere between negative 4 to 5 degrees. So it gets really cold, and with the lack of navigation system, with the language barrier that is going on, and the hotels which are expensive and most of them just doesn't accept you, makes me feel unwelcome in the country. So I decided to make a snap decision and leave. But here's a tip for navigation. You could try Apple Maps. If you have an iPhone, you could use Apple Maps. It doesn't work while I was in Daxing Airport in Beijing, but once I'm out of the airport and in the city center of Beijing, I am able to use Apple Maps to navigate around, and it is highly useful because it shows you where you are supposed to walk, it shows you where the metro stations are, and it shows you what lines for you to take at the metro itself, where to drop off and where to continue your journey from there on. Basically, it serves the purpose, I would say. So yeah, that's a tip for Apple Maps. I mentioned earlier on that the cheapest accommodation that I got was for about 20 euros, and I will be sharing the place. It's called P Loft Hostel, and I'll be sharing with you now more about the hostel. I mentioned before, this is the hostel that I'm talking about, hostel, and this is one of those hostels in Beijing which actually offers a dormitory style kind of accommodations, and they have like everything here, like within the ground floor of the dormitory of the hostel itself. They have something like a shop, and this is the reception. So the reception comes with a shop for you to buy coffee, or if you want to get cigarette or cup noodles, everything is here as well. And yeah, I think when it comes to Beijing, this is the only accommodation which serves in a form of dormitory, because insofar I've not seen like any other places which having a dormitory kind of a setup. Most of the places they actually show themselves as a hostel, but in fact it is still a hotel. That means you'll be provided with one room. So just to show you like how the dormitory room looks like, this is how it looks like. So yeah, pretty much a typical dormitory kind of a layout, a setup of a dormitory, like how you would find in any other parts of Asia, like whether it's Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, and so on. So yeah, if you happen to be, or if you are planning to come over to Beijing to see the Great Wall of China, well, and if you're looking for a much cheaper accommodation suited to a backpacker kind of a budget, then I guess this is the best place for you, because this is really a budget hostel. I think if I'm not mistaken, this place, from what I read in the reviews, it was once used as a place to house prisoners. So if you were to see the kind of setup of the place, it does have like a prison feel to it. I will go upstairs and I'll show it to you. Yeah, so this is how it looks like from the second floor. You can see it's kind of like a prison kind of a thing. But I'm not sure like how true it is about this place being formerly used as a prison. But that is what I read in the reviews, and I just assume it to be true. This video is not to be taken as something which is negative, and it is not to be taken as something which is discouraging to people, but rather focus on the positive end. So yeah, there you have it. 4 reasons why I run away from China. First, it's expensive. Second, connection issue. Language barrier. Third, and lastly is the payment related matters. For me, I think payment related matters is not so much, except when connections are off, then I would have difficulty, but some places accept MasterCard, so it's fine. So yeah, and with that, signing off.